My friend, I want you to lean in close and listen carefully to what I am about to share with you, for it contains a secret that has been hidden in plain sight for thousands of years. This is not mere theory or speculation. This is the distillation of 25 years of research into the minds of the most successful individuals who have ever walked this earth. When King Solomon stood before the Almighty and was granted one wish, anything his heart desired, he did not ask for gold, silver, or earthly treasures. He asked for wisdom. And what happened next will astound you and change the very way you think about success forever. Solomon received not only the wisdom he requested, but also riches, honor, and power beyond measure. Why? Because he understood a fundamental law of success that most people spend their entire lives never discovering. When you align your mind with the infinite intelligence that governs all creation, abundance flows to you as naturally as water flows downhill. But here is what the history books will not tell you. Solomon's wisdom was not a gift reserved for kings and chosen ones. It was the application of definite principles, principles that you can learn and apply in your own life starting today. The first principle is this: definiteness of purpose. Solomon knew exactly what he wanted. He did not waver. He did not second-guess himself. And he did not ask for a dozen different things, hoping something would stick. He had burning desire, backed by unwavering faith. Most people fail in life not because they aim too high and miss, but because they aim at nothing and hit it perfectly. The second principle that made Solomon the wisest man who ever lived was his understanding of the Mastermind alliance. He surrounded himself with counselors, advisors, and wise men who complemented his own knowledge. He knew that no individual mind is complete by itself. When two or more minds work together in harmony toward a common purpose, they create a third mind, a mastermind, that is more powerful than the sum of its parts. You see, my friend, success is not an accident. It is not luck, circumstance, or being born under the right star. Success is the result of applying definite principles in a systematic way. And the most powerful of these principles is the one that Solomon discovered: the ability to tap into infinite intelligence through focused thought and unwavering faith. But I must warn you, this knowledge comes with a price. The price is that you must take complete responsibility for your life. You can no longer blame circumstances, other people, or your past for where you find yourself today. When you truly understand these principles, you realize that you have within you the power to create any life you choose to live. The third principle Solomon mastered was the art of applied faith, not the weak wishful thinking that most people call faith, but the kind of faith that moves mountains, the absolute knowing that what you desire is already yours in the invisible realm, waiting only for your persistent action to bring it into physical reality. Most people pray and hope and wish, but Solomon commanded. He spoke with the authority of one who knew the laws of the universe and how to work in harmony with them. He understood that thoughts are things, that every thought you think is seeking expression in physical form, and that by controlling your thoughts, you control your destiny. The fourth principle is perhaps the most important of all: the willingness to go the extra mile. Solomon did not give the minimum required. He gave abundantly, generously, without being asked. And because he gave more than was expected, the universe returned to him far more than he had given. This is the secret the wealthy understand but never speak about openly. Wealth flows to those who give value first, who serve others with excellence, who plant seeds of kindness and watch them grow into forests of abundance. Now, I want you to understand something crucial. These are not pretty philosophical concepts to be admired from a distance. These are practical, scientific principles that work with the mathematical precision of the law of gravity. They work whether you believe in them or not, but they work far better when you understand them and apply them consciously. The tragedy is that most people go through life like a ship without a compass, drifting wherever the winds of circumstance happen to blow them. They wonder why successful people seem to have all the luck, never realizing that what they call luck is simply the result of preparation meeting opportunity under the guidance of definiteness of purpose. You have within you, at this very moment, everything you need to achieve any goal you can conceive and believe. You have the same access to infinite intelligence that Solomon had. You have the same ability to form mastermind alliances. You have the same capacity for applied faith. The only question is, will you use these gifts? The time has come for you to stop making excuses and start making progress. The time has come to stop hoping for a better tomorrow and start creating it today. The wisdom of Solomon is your wisdom. The principles that made him the wisest and wealthiest man of his time are available to you right now. But remember this above all else. Knowledge is only potential power. It becomes actual power only when it is applied. You can read every book, attend every seminar, and memorize every principle. But until you take definite action based on definite plans, you are no better off than the person who has never heard these truths at all. The universe is waiting for your decision. Infinite intelligence is ready to work through you. Success is knocking at your door. The only question remaining is, are you ready to open it? Your magnificent destiny awaits. The wisdom of the ages is yours to claim. Step forward with faith. Move ahead with purpose, and watch as the same power that blessed Solomon blesses you beyond your wildest dreams. But let me share with you something even more profound about Solomon's wisdom that will shake you to your very core. When Solomon made his request for wisdom, he was not merely asking for knowledge or intelligence. He was asking for the ability to discern truth from falsehood, to see through the illusions that keep ordinary people trapped in mediocrity, and to understand the hidden laws that govern all success and achievement. You see, my friend, there are two worlds in which every human being lives. There is the world of appearances, the world of limitations, obstacles, and impossibilities that most people accept as reality. And then there is the world of infinite possibilities, the world where thoughts become things, where desire backed by faith moves mountains, and where every seeming impossibility is merely a problem waiting for the right solution. Solomon learned to live primarily in the second world while operating effectively in the first. This is the secret that separates the truly successful from those who struggle their entire lives. The masses look at external circumstances and accept them as fixed realities. The wise look beyond circumstances to the causes behind them and change the causes to change the effects. Let me tell you about the fifth principle that made Solomon legendary, his mastery of the emotions. Most people are slaves to their feelings. They feel enthusiastic on Monday and defeated by Wednesday. They start projects with great excitement and abandon them at the first sign of difficulty. Solomon understood that emotions, while powerful, must be directed by reason and controlled by will. He developed what I call emotional equilibrium, the ability to maintain a calm, confident, positive mental attitude regardless of external circumstances. When others panicked, he remained serene. When others doubted, he maintained faith. When others complained, he sought solutions. This emotional mastery was perhaps his greatest asset, for it allowed him to think clearly when clear thinking was most needed. The sixth principle Solomon embodied was the power of accurate thinking. He did not accept opinions as facts. He did not allow gossip, rumor, or hearsay to influence his decisions. He insisted on evidence, on proof, on verification. He understood that the human mind, when left undisciplined, will accept almost any suggestion as true, especially if that suggestion is repeated often enough or comes from someone in authority. Solomon trained his mind to question, to analyze, to separate the wheat of truth from the chaff of assumption. He knew that one fact is worth more than 1,000 opinions, and that accurate thinking is the foundation upon which all lasting success is built. How different your life would be if you applied this principle starting today, if you stopped accepting the limitations others have placed on you and began to think for yourself with clarity and precision. The seventh principle Solomon mastered was the understanding of cosmic habit force, what we today might call the law of momentum. He knew that the universe operates through definite patterns and rhythms, and that once you align yourself with these patterns, they carry you forward with increasing power and speed.
Most people work against cosmic habit force instead of with it. They start and stop, begin and quit, create momentum, and then destroy it through inconsistency. Solomon understood that success is not achieved through sporadic effort, but through the persistent application of effort in a definite direction. He built habits that served his purpose and eliminated habits that hindered it. Here is where most people fail, my friend. They underestimate the power of small, consistent actions taken daily over time. They want the harvest without planting the seeds, the strength without doing the exercises, the wisdom without studying the lessons. Solomon knew that every great achievement is the sum of countless small achievements, each one building upon the last. Let me share with you the eighth principle, one that will revolutionize your understanding of wealth itself. Solomon discovered that true wealth is not measured merely in gold and silver, but in the richness of one's mental and spiritual resources. He accumulated wisdom the way others accumulate money, and that wisdom became the source of inexhaustible riches. The poor man hoards his pennies and wonders why he remains poor. The rich man invests in his mind and watches his wealth multiply exponentially. Solomon invested first and foremost in his own development, in his relationships with wise counselors, in his understanding of universal principles. Everything else, the material wealth, the power, the influence, flowed naturally from that foundation. This brings us to the ninth principle, the law of compensation. Solomon understood that everything in the universe operates on the principle of fair exchange. You cannot get something for nothing, but you can get everything for something. The question is not whether you will pay a price for what you want. You will pay a price whether you get it or not. The question is which price you choose to pay. You can pay the price of discipline, which weighs ounces, or the price of regret, which weighs tons. You can pay the price of learning, which purchases wisdom, or the price of ignorance, which costs you opportunities. Solomon chose to pay every price success demanded, and success had no choice but to respond. The 10th principle Solomon employed was the understanding of time as man's most precious resource. He knew that time, unlike money, cannot be saved, stored, or recovered once spent. Every moment that passes is gone forever, and with it goes the opportunity that moment contained. Solomon did not waste time on activities that did not serve his major purpose. He did not associate with people who drained his energy without contributing value. He did not engage in conversations that led nowhere or entertain thoughts that weakened his resolve. He guarded his time as carefully as a miser guards his gold, because he understood that time properly invested yields compound returns that can make any person wealthy beyond measure. Now, I want you to consider the profound implications of what I have just shared with you. If these principles worked for Solomon 3,000 years ago, why would they not work for you today? The laws of the universe have not changed. Human nature has not evolved. The same causes that produced success then will produce success now. But here is the great tragedy of our modern age. We have more information available to us than any generation in human history, yet we seem to have less wisdom. We have more tools for communication, yet we understand each other less. We have more opportunities for wealth creation, yet more people live in financial bondage than ever before. Why? Because we have forgotten the fundamental truth that Solomon discovered. External change without internal change is impossible. You cannot rise above the level of your own consciousness. You cannot achieve beyond the boundaries of your own belief. You cannot attract into your life anything that is inconsistent with your dominant mental attitude. This is why I have spent decades studying not just what successful people do, but how they think. Success is not primarily a matter of methods and techniques. It is a matter of mindset and character. Solomon's wisdom was not in his knowledge of facts, but in his understanding of principles. His wealth was not in his possessions, but in his consciousness. The 11th principle Solomon mastered was the power of silence. In a world where everyone wants to be heard, he understood the value of listening. In an age where people rush to speak, he took time to think. He knew that the person who talks constantly learns nothing, while the person who listens carefully learns everything. Silence gave Solomon the space to connect with infinite intelligence. In the quiet moments, away from the noise and distraction of the external world, he could hear the still, small voice that guides all who are wise enough to listen. This inner guidance is available to you right now, but only if you create the silence necessary to hear it. The 12th and perhaps most crucial principle was Solomon's understanding of service. He did not seek to get rich by taking from others. He became wealthy by giving to others. He did not try to become powerful by dominating people. He gained influence by empowering people. He understood that the universe operates on the principle of circulation, and that what you send out always comes back to you multiplied. Every great fortune has been built on service to others. Every lasting success has been founded on the principle of adding value to other people's lives. Solomon served his people with wisdom, justice, and compassion, and they rewarded him with loyalty, respect, and tribute beyond measure. But perhaps you are thinking, this all sounds wonderful in theory, but how do I apply these principles in my daily life? Let me give you the practical formula that will transform your life if you have the courage to apply it consistently. First, decide exactly what you want, not what you think you can get, not what others expect of you, but what you truly desire with burning intensity. Write it down in clear, specific terms. Set a definite date for its achievement. Determine what you are willing to give in exchange for it. Second, create a definite plan for achieving your goal and begin immediately to put that plan into action. Your plan may not be perfect. No plan ever is. But a mediocre plan acted upon is infinitely better than a perfect plan that remains on paper. Third, surround yourself with people who believe in your vision and who possess qualities you need but may currently lack. Form your mastermind alliance with care, for these people will either lift you to new heights or drag you down to their level. Fourth, develop unshakable faith in your ability to achieve your goal. Feed your mind daily with thoughts of success, possibility, and achievement. Starve your doubts by refusing to entertain negative thoughts or associate with negative people. Fifth, persist until you succeed. Expect obstacles, setbacks, and temporary defeats, but never accept them as permanent. Learn from every failure. Adjust your plans as necessary, but never change your decision to succeed. The choice is yours, my friend. You can continue living as you have been living and get the same results you have been getting. Or you can apply the wisdom of Solomon, implement these principles with dedication and persistence, and watch your life transform in ways that will amaze even you. Remember, Solomon was not born wise. He became wise by choosing wisdom over every other option. He was not born wealthy. He became wealthy by applying the principles that create wealth. The same opportunity that was his is now yours. The same infinite intelligence that guided him is ready to guide you. The question is not whether these principles work. Thousands of successful people throughout history have proven they do. The question is whether you will work the principles. The time for hesitation is over. The moment for decision has arrived. Your destiny is calling, and Solomon's wisdom is showing you the way. Step forward with confidence, move ahead with purpose, and claim your rightful place among those who have discovered the secret of the ages. Your time is now. Your opportunity is here. Your success is assured if you will only apply what you have learned with unwavering persistence and unshakable faith.